Hello everybody and welcome to Game 3 of the Assembly Summer 2011 Invitational Grand Finals between mtwDIMAGA, spawning as the red Zerg, and his opponent, the green Protoss, Mouz Mana. And we can see that DIMAGA is not phased by being down 2 games in this series so far. He's ready to go in with the attitude of a champion and try to see if he can take the final this final match and try to get back into the tournament. If he loses this game, he is out completely. He will go home in 2nd place, and of course 2nd place is not quite as sweet as 1st place. Right off the bat, we have Mana doing his standard opening. He's looking to set up a fast expansion, either with a Forge or a Nexus first. This is really a really nice map to expand right away. You have this nice natural full main base. You also have this third easy to take kind of half base with 5 mineral nodes and a single Vespian geyser. While it's true that these rocks, these destructible debris can be broken down by your opponent for easier access to your third base, by the time they have the ability to do so, with any luck, you will be able to hold this choke point instead. And as we see, Mana has decided to send out his earliest probe, his pylon building probe, to go scout out. He wants to know exactly what DIMAGA is up to. He wants to find where he is, what tech path he's taking, when he's expanding, everything he wants to know. And he's even sending out a second probe, since he couldn't find DIMAGA on the with the first one. He scouted in the wrong direction. This probe, however, knows exactly where he is by virtue of the fact that this guy over here was able to go here and over here. So he's going to go in and he's going to see what happens. DIMAGA is trying to sneak this little drone around to set up an expansion, but no, Mana sees it, and he's going to get in front of that drone and be as annoying as possible. Spin all around, set up some patrol points, maybe a pylon, but instead he just runs away. And DIMAGA is able to set up the hatchery. So I don't know if that was a misclick or not. Maybe Mana wanted to have DIMAGA producing a hatchery instead of producing Zerglings and knocking on his front door, because Mana is now setting up his own Nexus, and in fact he is only a few game seconds behind DIMAGA's, so they are going to be economically on pretty equal footing. In fact, Mana could probably be argued that he will be ahead if it's 2 base to 2 base. As we keep going on, we have DIMAGA deciding not to go for any gas quite yet. He has his Zerglings rushing out. He's going to go use these to try to take some map control, and he's even sending this additional Zergling, a scout, for that scouting probe, which he finds. And at the same time, Mana is setting up his wall off. He's got a tight wall off going in, almost set up. He needs one more building right about here to leave a single unit size block for a Zealot or a probe. And there's the gateway. Cannon behind it, and we get the probe blocking this off, but there is a Zergling in the way, and the probe is going to get taken down by the Zergling, who gets in just as this cannon finishes. These other 3 Zerglings are not going to be able to make it in, but this one Zergling is, and he's going to be able to scout around and see everything that's going on inside Mana's base until he has some attacking units to get rid of it. Right now, the Zergling is content to wail on this pylon, and the probes chase the Zergling off, but the thing is, Mana has to make the choice as to whether or not he wants to chase a Zergling around or be mining with probes. On one hand, his strategies are transparent to DIMAGA. On the other hand, he would lose valuable mining time. So right now the Zergling is running around poking out a couple of probes, and DIMAGA is deciding to take his third base right away. But hold on, we have a Zergling going for the kill on a probe. The other probes are going in. Nope. The Zergling is taken out, but not before finishing off 2 probes. Definitely worth his 25 minerals. As I was saying, DIMAGA is responding to this fast expansion from Mana by taking an extremely third of his own. So he will be kind of on 2.5 bases to Mana's 2 bases as soon as this hatchery gets up and running. Just as important, Zergling speed has finished, and DIMAGA is taking over the Xel'Naga watchtowers. These towers, particularly in these positions, are going to be very important sections of real estate for this game. If you are able to control both of these towers, you will know exactly when your opponent moves out and what the composition of their army is. So I expect a lot of back and forth trying to take over these vision-granting magical watchtowers. In the meantime, back at DIMAGA's base, we see he is clumping up his overlords, mostly because Mana has been favoring an early expansion into Void Ray Phoenix build, and he doesn't want to get any lone overlords sniped out. And as you see here, that is exactly what Mana is going for. He's setting up a Stargate. He's chrono boosting +1 attack in order to get a little bit more value out of his ground units, and even has a sneaky probe up here. One of his scouting probes is hanging around, and we'll see what that guy is going to be up to. Back at DIMAGA's base, he is still mining gas. He is Zergling speed has just started, and he will be taking over this watchtower from the Zealot, losing a couple Zerglings in the process. But a queen coming down, so each base has a couple queens, and we have a Void Ray being chrono boosted out, so Mana's definitely going to go for that air attack, and DIMAGA is just macroing up like a madman, creating 9-10 drones at a time, spreading his creep, while Mana is looking to set up an aggressive posture. He has 4 more gateways to supplement the one he has at the front door, and DIMAGA is actually going to float in at a great time, spot all of these gateways warping in, and we'll see how he responds to that. He also has a Spore Crawler going down at his front door, perhaps anticipating some air attacks, but he also has 3 Spine Crawlers going down. He is worried about these 4 gateways, and now the Void Ray has been revealed. There is a Phoenix being chrono boosted, 2 Phoenixes about to be coming out, and this Void Ray is going to head over to this tertiary base and see what it can do to do some damage here. There's a Queen here, a Spore Crawler being constructed, more drones on the way, and it looks like we got a Queen on the side here. Void Ray is fully charged with a Phoenix coming in. Phoenix is going to lift up the Queen, but with all these Queens coming in and the Spore Crawler about to finish, the Void Ray is taking a lot of hull damage, decides to run away and spin and go all the way around to this primary base where the Phoenix is going to go in and get a full scout. Sees the fact that DIMAGA is moving towards Lair Tech, and there is a proxy pylon going down. We'll see if some sneaky warp-ins are going to be taking care of these Spine Crawlers are rooting down. Spine Crawlers take 12 seconds to root. Not that they could fight back against the air units, but they have a long time to get into the ground. This Void Ray is definitely hurting, not doing so well in the hole, and is going to get away with 3 hit points. Great control from Mana, able to get away from those Queens, and DIMAGA spreading this creep out in order to give those Queens more mobility, and now we have a bunch of Zealots warping into the high ground with this +1 attack. These Zealots are going to be able to 2-shot Zerglings instead of normally 3-shotting them if they are unupgraded, and we have an attack of Mana harassing the Queen at this 3rd base, but I think this might be simply a ruse in order to distract DIMAGA from his main attack of Zealots. Hopefully going to go in here, do a lot of damage to this Queen. Almost got it. 1 hit point. The Queen gets away. Zerglings are running interference. Got a transfuse from the other Queens, and now Roaches are in here, doing a ton of damage, tanking a ton of damage. The Air Army is in. The Phoenixes are lifting up Queens. We got more Roaches coming in from the other side, and the Zealots are taking out 1 Queen. They're going for this other Queen. But so many Queens, so many Roaches, and these Phoenix and Zealots and Void Rays are not going to be able to survive. They have to get out of there, and there is even a Stalker warping in to kill this drone. But no, the drone sneaks a 4th base, so DIMAGA is going to be moving into 4 bases, and we can see these Roaches from the top coming down, and they're going to shoo away this Stalker. And these 2 Phoenixes are basically left useless. They have almost no energy, can't lift anything up. And in response to that, Mana is going to try to do his best to stay as close to even as he can, taking his 3rd little half expansion base to try to macro up some more stuff. And he's tech switching over to Immortals. He wants to counter the strong Roach army that he's seen, which is now moving out. And oh, never mind, DIMAGA decides to back off. He is happy establishing his 4th base, spreading his creep, and he is in control of almost all of the watchtowers. And while he doesn't have this one activated, he basically has control of it as well. Mana, for his part, is just hanging out with a bunch of sentries at his front door. These sentries, if the Roaches were to attack, could force field very easily, split the Roach army in half. DIMAGA is probably aware of that kind of tactics, so Mana's feeling very safe with all this. He's sending out a couple Stalkers. He wants to take over this watchtower